Oh, Perch City. Windy days on White Potato Lake, and this is the first fish of the day. Haha, 10-incher. White Potato Lake, Wisconsin. That's what we're fishing today. It's so windy, my head is spinning. First drift kind of went into unfamiliar territory because the wind is pushing us so fast. We caught one perch on this drift just as we came off of a weed edge. We're going back. I'm back. First bluegill of the trip right here. It's a dandy. Caught two nice bluegills that drift. Bass. Jumbo! Yeah, no, not quite a jumbo, but it's a dandy. Dandy. Perch on the menu, boys. Crappie. Adds to diversity. Oh, there's a butte. Another nice one. This is a bluegill double header right here on White Potato Lake. White Potato Lake. Oh, those are dandies. Oh yeah. Just one nice bluegill after the other. Oh, I hope the fun doesn't end here. Nope. Ooh, it's a dandy bluegill. That was Mr. Blue. He went in the box. There's a good one. Yep, that's a good one. Nice one. Look at that one. That's a nice bluegill. Got him that time. It's a smaller one, but we're almost to the end of the day. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to clean the fish now. This morning I spent my time harvesting garlic. That's all finished. I'm finished with drinking coffee. Well, not quite. But I got ice. I did buy some ice last night. This ice in the jugs. I got 2 jugs in here. That's always enough to make it 2 days. Here and here. And I have to buy a bag of ice to make it as well, because that puts a little water in the bottom and the fish don't dry out. So we should probably count these. I think there's about 20. Let's put this over here. Make this the dividing. I think that's the biggest perch. 1, 2, 3. I kept a couple small ones at the end. 4, 5. That's what there are. There's 20. I like the butterfly fillet. That's the butterfly fillet right there with the tail. That's not too bad. I'm going to put them back on the ice. I'm going to save the guts too because I compost them. They got 2 really nice big perch in here. This is probably the second biggest. And there's a big pile there. There might be a bigger one underneath there yet. 9. Not huge. I'm going to get that duller knife here. Oh, some guy told me to use the back of the knife. That's right. I tried that last year. It worked. Larger perch are harder to scale. If you don't scale them right away, if you wait a half a day like I did, they'll get tougher. But I like the butterfly fillet these, so geez, my arms are sore already. I haven't ate anything since noon on Monday. Today's Wednesday. So I'm going to make it until noon today before I eat. And I'm going to be eating cod liver, sardines, and mackerel with raw garlic. I'm bound and determined to lose weight so I can get up in trees and hunt deer this year and live longer so I can see what happened to these trees that I planted. I've caught more fish at, you know what, I can leave the tail on one side. There, that'll make it easier to cut it off. I've had better perch days at White Potato. It's a very fertile lake, so I would be surprised if anybody tells me it's fished out, which is possible, you know. The homeowners around there, they don't necessarily fish that great, but they want to think that there's big ones there. There, that's a nice fillet right there, complete with the tail. Nice fillet. This one's a thick one too, so that's going to be good. Just in time for the warden to show up and take an aerial view of my fish cleaning. See, there he is. Somewhere up there. So here we are. We got all 20 bluegill fillets or panfish fillets in this quart bag. Still got lots of ice left yet. This is the fish carcasses that I'm going to aerobically compost. I think I'll make fish hydrolysis first. And my worms go on top so they stay cool. I had a bunch of really old worms and I was clipping off the junky ones, but I'll save those just in case I run out of worms today. But I got these worms are all picked in my backyard gardens. So normally I got them in this big container with my compost, but I haven't set that up yet. This is my first fishing trip away from the house of the year. So hopefully we have some more. And I even have coffee left to drink. This took about an hour. System. This first time I bought new batteries in a long time. My 2 older batteries gave out. I bought 2 old batteries and this old Minn Kota 3 years ago now for 200 bucks. Been pretty good, but now I got new batteries. I did a lot of use yesterday. Still got a 3 on there, so that's good. Those old batteries I wouldn't have hardly made it through the day. Then I got a backup in the front. I've got another old one on my other boat. I'm going to replace this one because the device that does the autopilot doesn't work. And I wanted to show you my bobber rig setup. That ain't one of them. Well, that is one of them, but that's a bigger bobber. I normally use the bigger bobbers for either night fishing because I could see them with the black light, or walleyes or bass or something bigger. So oftentimes I use 8-pound tests, but now I'm doing some 6-pound tests because you want to, sometimes those panfish are stuck in the weeds and you got to kind of yank them out of there. I just do small violent jerks and normally I get them out. That's the bobber I use. It's not the smallest, but it's close. It's got the brass top. If you don't have the brass top, sometimes the line doesn't feed through it very well. You don't know it, so your worm might be, 10 inches under the surface instead of 10 feet. I've got this little device. I don't use it very often. Once in a while I do. If the fish are finicky, then they can pull a line out of there and you leave the bail open and they can feed it through. And I always have a bead of some type with a hook. And I don't use those Aberdeen hooks anymore. I've lost a lot of fish on them. I'm using that style hook. Let's see if I can get a close-up of that one. They're harder to get out of the fish if they got hooked, but they hook them. Sometimes I use that rubber glow bead. That works too. And I jig with something like this. So as I'm drifting along, that'll impart a little action, and I don't catch a lot of small fish on this. It's not always big ones, but it's bigger fish on that rig. If I have just a hook and a bead, which I've done, or just a little jig, then I can catch the little fish. Big bobber, that's the bigger bobber right there. That's in case I use a big sucker minnow. It'll hold it up. And I'll troll. If I'm drifting, when I power back, I'll troll with this. I had a bass on last night on it. Alright, that's the fishing trip. The good stuff is in that cooler.